Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
We are deep into the winter months and the stage is set for a thrilling encounter here at Avendale Park for the round 19 clash between Avondale and Preston in the Senol NPL Men's Victoria. 3 points desperately needed for both teams, but desperately needed for different reasons. For the home side, it means keeping in touch with the Oakley Cannons at the top of the table, currently sitting 6 points adrift. Shani Germano's men will be looking to keep the ladder leaders honest with a win this afternoon. For the away side, it's all about the finals race. Currently sitting 6th place by 1 point. A win here, coupled with their game in hand, will give Preston much needed comfortability heading into the final portion of the season. It is a homecoming of sorts for plenty of those in the away dressing room today. Aidan Bryce, Sian Kuba, Stefan Zini, Zach Cianci and Luca Tevere all return to Avendale Park for the first time in their new colours. And this trend extends all the way to the dugout, with Zoran Markovski now the enemy after years of being a much adored figure in Melbourne's inner north. My name is Aris Matakos. I'm joined by Mark Ivkovic. Ivka, it is set up to be a thrilling day of football.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracker, this one. You know, when they played earlier on in the season, it was a enthralling game, but at Avendale Park on a Saturday afternoon, it's got a little bit more feeling here. Obviously Avondale are the best home team this season, and Preston are the best away team this season, and Avondale with the best attack and Preston with the best defence. So it's all set up for a classic this afternoon.
Styles make fights, and the styles are blatantly there to see for both teams. Lineups are in, and for the home side, Jack Gibson in goal. Adama Traore, new signing. Adama Traore makes his debut at left back. Patrick Flodman and Jacob Muir in the heart of defence, with Brandon Lundy making his first appearance since the 28th of February, the second game of the season. So in the starting 11 for the first time this season. Yite Towns, Christian Tchaichevsky and Saad Mukashar, another new signing, making his debut this season. Ayuk Mao, Max Green and Bruno Fornaroli start up front. And for the away side, Ryan Scott, Stefan Negro, Aidan Bryce, Dominic Foligno, Jamal Ali make up the defence. Oli Kubale, Luca Tevere, Sian Cuba in the midfield. Stefan Zini, Leighton Brooks either side of new signing in a bombshell manner with the ball in his hands right now, Noel Bernarda.
No mucking about from Preston. Bernarda straight into the lineup. It was obviously fit, been playing a lot of games for South Melbourne. But interesting changes for Avondale. Change of formation as well from what they've been playing, with the two up top with Fornaroli and George Ott dropping to the bench, Mukashar coming in, so it'll be a three-man midfield for Avondale this afternoon.
As mentioned, George Ott does drop to the bench alongside Murphy Bennett, Marcus Ferkranis, Blake Carpenter, Patrick Walls, another new signing, and Michael Weir, another new signing. So all the new signings for the home side featuring in the matchday squad. And the highlights on the bench for the away side: Jason Romero, Jay Romanovsky, Naoki Shuto, Zach Gianchi, Gianna Albano. Some cavalry on the bench should Zoran Markovsky need it. A long ball early, all the way out for a throw-in on the far side. Adama Traore with the first touch in his, I was going to say new colours, but similar, close enough. Coming across from the Melbourne Victory, who obviously we all know his acumen in Australian football all the way back to the Gold Coast United days. Obviously Champions League football with Basel in the obviously playing in Switzerland, and here at Avendale Park for the first time in his new colours. Ball just behind of Mao. Coming through, Lundy. Just loose with his pass, Negro picks it up. Inside looking towards Bernarda, picking it up, Tevere. All the way back. Preston looking to control the ball in the early stanzas. The ball over the top is brilliant, and the ball in behind for Leighton Brooks just skips away from him. And an early danger sign for the home side.
And that's what Preston's capable of. They can tear you open with one pass, especially from Aidan Bryce. I feel like Brooks probably should have taken a touch to bring that down. Didn't expect the ball to travel as quickly as it did.
As you mentioned, the best attack versus the best defence. It is bound to be a thrilling encounter as Mao, dispossessed, taken forward by Negro, gets away from Mukachar, has a chance to shoot on his right, lays it off for Cuba! Clatters the woodwork, still in play! Taken down brilliantly, Tevere. Turns back on his right, back on his left, driving into the box, towards the byline, ball across the face, immediately blocked by Mao. And talk about a frantic opening first 2 minutes.
Red hot start for Preston. That's what they want. Sian Cuba's extremely unlucky. Ball bobbled as he hit it as well. So probably gave him that extra power in the shot. Very unfortunate that it's come off the woodwork.
Tevere over the set piece. First of the afternoon. Delivered into the near post. Mao with the clearance. And there is no one ahead of the ball for Christian Tchaichevsky to work with. Isolated with Negro. Coming across was Jamal Ali. But Tchaichevsky continues to just maraud forward and gain value territory as it goes from a corner up one end to throwing in a dangerous position up the other.
Really smart work by Tchaichevsky, as he said, they gained a lot of territory, had nowhere to really go, but travelled as far as he could and obviously gained a lot of yardage. Now they're out of trouble a little bit.
It will be Brendan Lundy to bring it back into play. Now just misjudges the bounce of the ball. Negro turning back onto his left. staying in play, clearing with his right, up towards Bernarda. Referee says play on. All fair by Jacob Moore. Flotman back to Gibson and Avondale. Probably the first time so far this afternoon they've been able to settle on the ball, keep it between themselves, take the sting out of the game early. And for a side that the last time they played at home put 11 past Dandelion Thunder, still a chuckle when you say it because you just can't quite believe it. I don't think they're going to find it as easy to penetrate the sturdy Preston backline today as Adama Traore on the far side with the throw.
It's interesting with the changes that they've made to their lineup today, Avondale. I know they had a poor performance last week, but a lot of new faces in there. You've got Traore, Mukasha, Lundy, who it's his first start this season. Ayak Mo started last week, but that was his first start last week. So a lot of new faces into this lineup that's been so consistent throughout this season, which they needed to have that consistency, obviously, with the changes in the off-season. But they started to find their groove, and just a lot of changes for this afternoon's game.
Looking to peak in the right time. Obviously, they are still in the title race. Only 6 points adrift. Plenty of time still to go in the season. Hume, obviously, playing this afternoon at the same time against Dandenong City. That game into the second half as we speak. Towns. Back for Lundy. And he has settled into the game quite well for someone with very, very limited football this season.
It's just more of a shock that Carpenter got dropped to the bench and Lundy starting. I know Traore's taken that left back spot, but you'd imagine Carpenter would be comfortable playing as a right back.
Going forward, Moab brought down by Cuba, waved away by the referee, and the first time ball through in the area of Noah Bernarda. And Shoni Germano very unhappy at that non-decision. Regardless, throwing this near side. And Bruno Fornaroli having some words with the referee.
Did look like a clear foul, to be honest. It was right in front of us.
Felino out for Brooks. Intercepted. Traore involved again. Towns. All the way back.
He's going to have his work cut out for him, Puya Gideon, the referee, this afternoon.
Mukacha turning on a sixpence and back away. Sliding in that defensive midfield position, probably in between the two centre-halves as well. As you can see, him picking the ball in the last line of defence. A clear tactical shift, as you mentioned, Ifka.
Yeah, technically he's a very, very good player, Saad Mukasha. He was at Altona Magic 2 seasons ago. Departed halfway through last year to go overseas to Bulgaria. It's very impressive in his stint at Altona Magic.
A 23-year-old, still got plenty of time, or plenty of years left. For an already established career, provides so much talent and a wealth of experience, obviously moving to Bulgaria for football, coming back, and a lot of lessons learned in that part of the world. Forward, Negro coming across, winning it and keeping it in play. Tevere turning away from Towns and driving forward. Mukacha sizing him up, and the ball in the path of Stefan Zini. Not quite on the same page early, but Preston definitely have been the better side in the opening stanza.
Yeah, definitely. They're all over Avondale. Really high energy from Preston. Obviously, a few players out there with the point to prove this afternoon. I imagine Bernarda would want to get off to a red-hot start as well.
It was a hectic deadline day transfer window, and that was probably highlighted by the move of Noah Bernarda from South Melbourne to Preston, something that would have been a delight for one portion of that transfer and a nightmare for the other. And he's a proven goal scorer, a proven player in this league, as Fornaroli looking to be a nuisance like he always does, but Aidan Bryce, that's experience enough.
That's going to be a great matchup this afternoon, Aidan Bryce versus Fornaroli.
17 in 17 for Bruno Fornaroli. Did pole them on in the game 2 weeks ago against Thunder, but has been clinical throughout. Was goalless last week in the 3-1 loss to Dandy City, so we'll be looking to get back on the score sheet today as he picks it up, driving towards the Preston back line and held by Tevere. Almost a jack of all trades, Bruno Fornaroli can drop deep, hold up, but can also be that fox in the box, provides so much of a presence despite his slightly diminutive stature. Just a pest, but in a good way.
That's what's going to be interesting to see how Avondale adapt this afternoon without George next to him. Fornaroli drops in a lot into that midfield.
Ball to the back post from Trajewski. On the second attempt, Ali gets a clear, but the flag is up on this near side.
Fornaroli loves to drop in and make up numbers in that midfield. Obviously, they've got an extra number in there with Mukasha. But you can see that he's still dropping in, Fornaroli, and there's not much else up front.
So it's almost a tactical change that you would see potentially late in games when trying to save a game if you were to play 2 up front, get the second striker off, bring the defensive 6 into the game. Probably allowing Trajewski to get involved in the play a little bit more. Probably the closest thing to that second striker that we could see from the home side today. Negro picks it up on this near side to the feet of Zinni. Lundy harassing Negro, looking towards the feet of Bernardo, who hasn't quite got himself involved in the game today. Towns getting away from Tevere and then getting away from Zinni. Turns to face the play. Lundy all the way back. Pass slightly loose, forcing Flotman to hurry his clearance up to Fornaroli, who mistimed his header, and a force for Tevere. Turning away from Towns, but Mao coming across, winning it. But Tevere continuing. Tenacity on full display as he picks the ball up again to Negro. First time ball into the box, he's not bad. Forces a clearance from Flotman, back out to Tevere. He's been involved early. Picks it back up. Mukasha looking to close him down. Ball to the feet of Zinni. Back for Bryce. Out for Donfalino. First time ball over the top. Looking for Brooks. Traore doing well to track back and clear. And Bryce coming over the top of Fornaroli and winning the header despite eating some grass in the aftermath of it. Ali skipping away from Green, driving forward into the half space from Ali, all the way into the box, across the face. And it was Jacob Moore who was there to clear, and an industrious challenge there from Green. Referee letting it go, letting the spice in this game fester a little bit. As Negro. Tevere. Eyeball table with Mukasha. Into the feet of Bernardo. First time he's been involved. Left foot looping ball into the box. No problem for Gibson in goal.
Preston still piling on the pressure to that Avondale defence. You mentioned the mid-season signings. Luca Tevere is probably the signing off the window. Obviously, Paul Jawaj, the big name signing for South Melbourne, but Luca Tevere for me is probably the most important signing of this window. Really what Preston's been missing in that midfield, that drive of someone taking the game on by the scruff of its neck and driving forward, breaking lines. There's no one better in this competition than Luca Tevere.
Mukasha sitting deep. Closed down from behind by Cuba, but gets it away for Towns. On the half volley, Lundy on the far side, on this near side rather, has space to run into. Now holds his width. Skips away from Cuba, back for Towns. See, look at Tevere signed with Preston in the off-season, but then got the move to Perth Glory, and now he's back, returning and providing so much of an attacking difference, as you said. Obviously, Preston only 13 goals conceded so far this season, but only the 25 scored. So that tells the story right there. Spraying ball out for Zinni. Takes it down brilliantly, and he's completely isolated here with Brendan Lundy. Turns inside of him, but he's touched slightly loose, picking up Trajewski. It's a turn on the ball, nothing really ahead of him. Goes into the channel for Fornaroli. Bryce covering it, seeing it all the way through for his number one.
Fun fact for you, Ari, of those 13 goals conceded, when Aidan Bryce has played this season for Preston, Preston's only conceded 3 goals this season with Aidan Bryce in the side. Played 8 games this season.
Shows the importance of the man on the ball now. Returns 2 weeks ago. And has led his side to 2 clean sheets. Tevere, that's a bounce. And once again faced with Mukashara, and that's going to be another individual battle that we'll be keeping an eye on all afternoon. Back here for Bryce.
Really struggling to hold onto the ball, Avondale. You know, when they do win it back, a lot of turnovers straight back to Preston.
Negro, slightly loose switch. Fornaroli got a touch, but Foligno deft to bring it down. Brooks inside Ali, inverted run. And a slightly loose touch. Traore stepping forward and winning it, and Flopman with the clearance. In the path of Tchaikovsky. Manipulated his body well to win it on the second attempt, and driving away from Cuba, but Cuba doing well to come across and jockey him back centrally as Towns deep and uses him. Now on this far side, and Lundy. And maybe now they can start to control a little bit of possession all the way back to Jacob Muir. Preston's 2-0 win against the Georgies last week broke a string of games they'd played where they'd only scored and or conceded only 1 goal, dating back all the way to the 2nd of May. 6 1-0 results, 2 wins, 2 losses, 4 wins in and amongst those. And they finally got the 2nd goal in their win last week. Let's see if they can continue that form, and they've started like they're going to.
Let's be honest, last week was virtually a 1-0 result as well. That goal came with the last kick of the game when George Cross had thrown a lot of numbers forward, including the goalkeeper.
Confidence is everything. Even if it's just by default, even if it's just on the score sheet. I mean, Zoran Markovsky's putting it up on the whiteboard after the game. It does read 2-0. It doesn't matter how you score it.
But what those results do say, that stretch of 1-0s, but be a win or a defeat. Preston's always in the contest.
And they do have a dangerous set piece, which Sian Cuba will take. Right-footed, in-swinging delivery to the near post. Fornaroli cleared. Picking it up, Green. Nothing ahead of him. Just has to swivel on the ball and get it back to his centre half, who just lumps it straight into the middle of the park for Negro, who takes it down deftly all the way back for Ryan Scott in goal. There's a ball looking for Leighton Brooks on the far side. He's headed back to Jamal Ali. Works. Foligno deputising over the last couple of weeks in centre half. Back for Ali, turning away from Max Green beautifully. Shows the class of Jamal Ali right there. Forward for Cuba. Skipping away from Flopman. And infringed. Did Patrick Flopman deem the referee?
Needed to come across to his far side, Jamal Ali. He thought about it for a second. Stefan Zini had acres of space to work with. Just decided against it in that last second.
Ali Kubalay. A name I don't think I've called in the first 17 minutes of the game today. It's been all Luca Tevere in the middle of the park. You cannot forget for a moment the class that Oli Kubalay does possess. Ali for the ball in the channel. Can he skip past Max Green? He's well enough to win a corner.
Real reactive approach from Avondale this afternoon. Usually they're the ones that are proactive and on the front foot, especially at Avenger Park. They've been devastating at this venue this season.
Ball from Cuba, near post. Now clears only as far as Tevere. Dangerous man to have the ball in the edge of the area. Tries to turn onto his left, but Max Green clearing. Towns gets it back to Green, who has all kinds of space to work with Trajchevski, who's isolated in the channel with Stefan Negro. And Negro doing brilliantly. Talk about a well-timed tackle. Nullifies that counter-attack and can spring an attack forward for his own team. Bernarda driving forward, has Negro on the overlap and uses him. Cuts back onto his right. On the edge, Tevere, closed by Towns, turning back onto his right. Sandwich between two Avondale players, and it's Tite Towns calmly letting out of danger. And Lundy's long clearance, Bryce Kubalay. Negro into the channel. Zinni on the byline, a ball across the face. Miller's headed clearance, falls for Towns, and the game almost comes to a standstill while he plays it out for Green, who looks to have switched wings with Ayuk Mao. Trajchevski loses it out to Kubalay. Cuba back for Negro.
Jeez, they've thrown all the eggs into the Christian Trajchevski basket so far in this first half. It's doing a mountain of work. It's really isolated when they're going forward. I'm expecting a lot out of him. He's not that type of player to go on those 30, 40 metre runs with the ball.
We did mention the omission of George Ott and the change in formation. There's the ball in behind here for Zinni. We'll come back to that in a moment. Zinni back onto his right. Chance to shoot. It does! And tipped over the bar brilliantly. Fantastic stop by Jack Gibson, who's been the busier of the two goalkeepers, and saves his side's blushes there.
Really good goalkeeping from Jack Gibson. Really good from Stefan Zinni as well. Cut back inside. Great hit. Really good save.
It can be Sian Cuba on that far side with an out-swinging delivery. Plenty of tall timber in the box. Ali, Bryce. It goes low to the near post again, and now's there to clear. Tevere takes it down with his studs. Has Negro as the last outfield player to work with and uses him. Bryce, and just another phase of controlled possession to the feet of Bernardo. Just messes it up, but gets it back, and the left-footed effort deflected, and Gibson does well to keep it in play and into his arms.
Two really bad deliveries from Sian Cuba from corner kicks in a row now.
Back to that point about Christian Trajchevski, you did mention the omission of George on the tactical change. If anyone is going to be that, or has proven to be that pseudo-shadow striker, it has been Trajchevski. Do you think that gets the best out of his game, Ivka? You did touch on that briefly just before.
It does when he makes those deep runs into the box, not whilst he's carrying the ball. He's really dangerous at making those sneaky runs in behind a defence. Can go unnoticed, and that's where he tends to score goals or assists from those kind of areas. But picking up the ball deep in his own half and driving 30, 40 yards to no one really doesn't really suit him too much.
6 goals for Trajchevski this season, 5 assists, 3 goal contributions coming in that game against Thunder a fortnight ago. He has been probably the most involved player for the home side this afternoon.
Yeah, I think you and I could have got some goal contributions had we played against Thunder that afternoon, Ari.
It was one of those games, wasn't it? Yeah, everything that could have gone wrong for Thunder went wrong, and everything that could have gone right for Avondale went right. I don't know about me, but in your prime, Ivka, you would have cleaned up.
Fornaroli who?
Maybe you can be that shadow striker playing off him.
Not today.
Clear instruction to try to take the sting out of the game. Mukachar, loose pass. Zinni picking it up. Has Brooks on the far side if he wants to use him. Ignores him. Carries the ball into the middle of the park and plays it back for Bryce and Felino, who looks to have swapped centre-back roles. Left and right centre-back. Bryce now occupying the right-hand side. Ball looking for Cuba, making that run in behind, but stepping in front was Flotman. Mukachar to the feet of Fornaroli, holding it up. But Felino coming across. Beautiful 1v1 win by Don Felino.
Yeah, I've said it a few times this season. Dom Felino, one of the unsung heroes in this Preston side, doesn't have the big name that a Bryce or a Jamal Ali has, but he's been sensational for Preston this season.
And that has come oh so close to rebounding straight into the commentary scaffold. Always the risk with being this close, and some concern here for the man we've spoken so much about this afternoon.
It's never a good look, is it, when a player goes down behind play when hasn't been a challenge.
Christian Trajewski going down off the ball. Doesn't seem to be in too much immediate discomfort. There's some sarcastic remarks about a potential hydration break.
Yep, this is the Senol hydration break.
Gianni Infantino in the stands, perchance?
I think the way we've seen those hydration breaks go in the World Cup, I think it's much needed for Avondale because they're on the ropes at the moment, aren't they?
Preston have been the better side in these first 23 minutes. Ironically, just about the accurate time for a hydration break. As Trajewski returning to his feet, looking quite forlorn. We'll see whether or not he remains.
They just can't get into the game, Avondale. You see in that passage of play just before Trajewski went down, they tried to slow things down and still turned the ball over, just couldn't keep possession. Preston's intensity's really lifted for this afternoon's game. Really high pressing, high energy. They've slowly been finding form, Preston, the last few weeks. It's started to resemble what a Zoran Markovsky side looks like as each week passes.
And Trajewski makes his way back onto the field of play without looking to be in too much discomfort, so we'll see if that is a developing story.
Well, maybe it was to have a break in play to settle things down.
Some dark arts potentially from Shoni Germano in the Avondale technical area.
Usually it's the goalkeeper that goes down in those manoeuvres, but get the feeling it might have been Trajewski's time to go down for that one.
Maybe they've noticed the amount of running he's done so far this afternoon and thought, you know what, if anyone's going to go down, it's going to be him.
Well, they do have about 15 strength and conditioning coaches, Avondale, so they would have been all over those stats.
GPS numbers would be looked with a fine-tooth comb. Ross to the feet of Kubalay into the channel looking for Brooks, just overhit. Slightly too central as well as Gibson lets it sit, plays it out to Jacob Miller.
It's 3 or 4 times now Preston's tried that move. Obviously the first one early in the game that nearly paid off when Brooks got in behind. I've tried it a couple more times since. Just that long ball over the top.
Here is the man Trajewski dropping deep, playing it to the feet of Bruno Fornaroli excellently, who just slips a little bit but tries to play the outside of the foot pass to the overlapping run from Lundy, but couldn't quite get there, and Kubalay can drive forward. Tries to slip it through, maybe all the way to Bernarda, but it deflects back to Negro, and Bryce can combine with Felino to see it out on the far side.
Tell you what, Preston were very fortunate that Fornaroli lost his footing. He had a lot of space to work with had he kept his feet.
Trajewski picking it up, Mukachar was looking for the run of Max Green, but decided against it. And now they go on the far side. Maybe a directive from the coaching staff to try keep the ball as much as possible, take the sting out of the game, as Preston did start like a house on fire, but Trajewski picking the ball up now, running away from Kubalay and looking for the marauding run of Traore, but tracking back, I should say, Leighton Brooks into the stands for a throw.
It's good defensive work rate from Brooks.
Towns, room to shoot if he would like, and does, and clears the goal and hits the scoreboard.
Yeah, not renowned for his long-distance shooting, Ite Towns. Shot in anger, you'd say.
Only the one goal this season for Ite Towns. 15 appearances, 14 starts, and ever present in this Avondale team. So reliable, but that's probably not within his repertoire. Lukaczak just turns the ball over. Bernardo's ball through for Stefan Zinni, but the flag goes up immediately as he's through on goal. Looked tight, or the linesman rather, looked very confident in his decision.
Yeah, hard to tell from up here. Let's not get into the discussion about VAR and offsides, Ari.
Hit slightly close to home.
Still a little bit raw.
Last 48 hours.
24 hours hasn't been kind to me.
That'll be, yeah. Trajewski now, picking it up deep. Has both Traore and Mao on the far side to work with. Ignores him. Noah. Into the channel for Green. Flicks it back for Lundy. Beautiful football. And the return pass for Max Green is on, but Lundy into the feet of Fornaroli. Awfully isolated, but plays it back into the channel for Green. Gets there before the byline. Ball to the back post. Coming through Trajewski. But Luka Tevere doing the defensive work to get a toe in just before the marauding run was going to be met by the Avondale player. And they're slowly starting to get their rhythm, get their foot into this game after a hot start from the away side.
Yeah, that should give him some confidence. First positive bit of build-up play. Just felt like Preston needed to score in that opening 20 minutes where they started so well with that high-energy game. And they obviously can't sustain that for 90 minutes.
A shot that rattled the crossbar, forced Jack Gibson into a fantastic save, and they haven't been able to capitalise as Trajewski now looking to hit back. Green turning inside. Towns back to goal. All the way back for Gibson. So it does look to be Trajewski being slightly more advanced, as he and Towns could potentially combine, but Towns ignores the short pass and goes for the overlap of Lundy. But it's Kubalay who can set it back for Bryce. He can set it to Tevere, who has the run of Ali, just slightly behind him, but he can get it and go. Has space to work with. Goes back for Kubalay. Loose pass, looking for Tevere, but it's picked up by Fornaroli. He can drive forward. No support. Max Green does his best to aid in that. The run cut off by the man in white. Towns, Trajewski. And a potential attack for Preston, breaking down in an awfully uncharacteristic manner.
Very fortunate as well that Avondale didn't really throw numbers forward in that counter-attack as well. So you take Towns and Trajewski, neither of them were really too interested in pushing forward.
Love to see the GPS numbers of Christian Trajewski today be hanging, bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, he's putting in a mountain of work at the moment.
The most advanced midfielder for the home side as things stands. He's been probably the most involved as well. Bryce. The whole field to aim at, looking for the ball in behind potentially for Stefan Zinni. Ignores it. Carries it instead. Forward. Negro. Closed down by Green. And Bryce now picking it up. First time ball over the top, looking for Luka Tevere. Just bounces in an awkward spot, allows Jacob Miller to come across and clear. But his clearance only as far as Oli Kubalay. He picks the ball up, can drive forward. Cuba in all kinds of space. Ball bobbles. Sees it out wide for Brooks. Isolated with Traore. Leighton Brooks driving to the byline. Turns inside and out, away from Towns. Brought down by Towns. Referee says nothing doing. Throw in instead.
Mentioned that bobble. It's probably the worst surface I've seen at Avenger Park for some time. It's really chopped up. A lot of patches on this pitch at the moment.
We are into that stretch of the season. The deep winter months, it's cold. The rain, Brooks rather, with his audacious effort. Not troubling the goalkeeper at all.
I think he tried to switch the play, Brooks. I don't think he even meant to take a shot there. Just didn't get the right angle on that switch.
Awfully high press for the away side, despite there being no real representation short for Jack Gibson to work with, and now it is mutually determined that he will go along. Up towards Fornaroli. Bryce, the tallest man there, but couldn't quite get the run and jump at it, and Towns was the man to win it, but turns it over for Cuba, whose over-the-top ball went right into Sad Mukic's face, and he's down, and as protocol, play immediately stops.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nasty one to the head.
Especially in these cold conditions. Just the worst place to get hit.
Especially right next to where he's kicked it. Tempo's kind of slowed down a little bit in this game now. Still feel like it's being played on Preston's terms, but Avondale slowly working their way into the game.
As you mentioned, the fast start from the away side was always going to be hard to maintain, and it did feel like they almost needed to capitalise in that first 10-15 minutes where they had the lion's share of possession, had the lion's share of chances. But now Avondale, as they do, because they are a quality side, have worked themselves back into the game, and it is, on the balance of things, a relatively even contest as we head into the final 10 minutes of the first half. Preston with the two best chances of the game. Mukicha turning away from Tevere, out for Traore. Takes it out from under his feet, first time ball into the box. But Negro was there at the back to clear. Mukicha taking it out of the air beautifully. Tchaichevsky. Overlapping run, Brooks coming across. Important interception because Traore was there in all kinds of space. Tevere, Zini. Isolated with Lundy and takes it past him. And ball or the man, not both. And the first portion of the afternoon given to Brandon Lundy. It was the definition of ball or the man, not both. And as Stefan Zini skipped the ball past Brandon Lundy, he wasn't going to be meeting it at all. And Avondale number 19, first in the book.
It's going to be a long afternoon for Brandon Lundy now. On the yellow card, you can see he's already a little bit off the pace this afternoon. He's going to have to walk a fine line.
Negro on the restart. Nua discards of Lenata and can play it forward. Mao, Tchaichevsky picking it up. Flopman, Gibson. Has Lundy in space on this near side and looks to go towards him, but looks to the surfaces and says, that wasn't my fault.
I've done that a lot of times in my day, Ari. That's just a poor clearance from Gibson.
And I think we could potentially empathise, considering the state of the pitch, as we mentioned. Tevere driving to the box, and Lundy was there to set out for a corner. Especially those goal mouths. They get chopped up real quick.
Yeah, to be fair, it's in poor condition.
Tevere over the set piece. Numbers flood the back post area. Two arms in the air. It goes in that direction. And meeting it with force was Aiden Bryce, but coming across An important interception there, I believe from Brandon Lundy. So he has avenged a little bit for that moment ago.
It was Max Green that came across there.
There you go, keener eye than me, Ivka. As Brooks looks to manufacture something out of nothing, runs out of room out for a goal kick.
Much better delivery there, though, from Luca Tevere compared to the ones that Sian Cooper's been putting in from the other side.
Gibson looking to send it long as he has done with his last couple of goal kicks. Long ball up, Green rising, flicking it on beautifully. Fornaroli taking it down with his chest magnificently and turning back onto his left foot. Towns. How's that for direct hold-up play? To win the ball back for your team and keep possession. Towns, Brooks. Did well to put the pressure for Towns. He turned the ball over for Jamal Ali. Tevere breaking forward. Cuba closed down by Tchaichevsky. Bit of a shirt pull ignored. Not on the second time. Set piece for Preston in a dangerous position.
Smart play by Tchaichevsky there. Cuba was away. There was a big gap there.
Bryce takes a quick Felino. Brooks isolated with Mao. Turns back onto his right. And Ayuk Mao, fantastic tackle to nullify any run into the box from Leighton Brooks, but he still has work to do. And Leighton Brooks content to see it out for a throw.
So Preston's ramped it up again in the last couple of minutes.
Shadows of half-time. 5 minutes to go in the half plus stoppages. Ali down. Brooks gets it back. Ali inside Cuba. Towns industrious. Cleared away. Fornaroli to feet. Just loses his footing, but wins it back off Dom Felino brilliantly. In the limited involvement he has had today, Bruno Fornaroli, he has not really put a foot wrong. Lost his footing in an instant on a counter-attack, but that blemish aside has been borderline faultless.
Yeah, but what Preston's doing well is they're pushing him deeper and deeper back into his the midfield and defensive half. So where he is picking up the ball, it's not in real dangerous areas.
It's the give and take. Fornaroli's so good dropping deep with that hold-up play, but you lose that focal point into the box. Lundy. Short ball, Green. And Zinni taking no chances, just hammering it from close range back into Max Green to win a throw. Negro, Bernarda, and Noah compete in the end on the ground for the ball, and Bernarda looking to flick the ball out, runs out of real estate on the near side.
So had too much of an impact so far in this first half. Bernardo's worked his socks off, pressing well, but hasn't really been involved too much.
Slightly similar to Bruno Fornaroli. Jacob Miller just discards of him, and the referee waving that away. Bernardo not happy with it, and the tackle from Traore is penalised, and there is spice in this game that is brewing, and Bernardo not happy.
That looked pretty clear and obvious from our vantage point.
Looked more a wrestling move than anything we normally see in this sport or in this code. Ali. Brooks picking it up. Driving. Traore doing well. Wanting a free and getting it for a late hold. And back on Bernardo. Very unhappy with that non-decision. And he like Bruno Fornaroli, a pest, but in a good way if he's on your team. Just does not stop harassing, does not stop pressing. And if you give him a sniff in the box or a half chance, he'll take it more often than not. As Lundy looking to break now, trying to play the ball in the channel for Green. Negro's loose touch allows Green to pick the ball up and skip away from Zinni and skip away from Stefan Negro. Brilliantly, Max Green breaking into the zone 14 area, into the feet of Tchaichevsky, gets it back for Towns. Slightly behind Green as they combined on the edge of the box. Mukachar. Tevere looking to break through but can't quite win the ball. Tchaichevsky clipping it into the box, but Kubalay coming across and clearing, and Bernarda chesting it down emphatically for Tevere. Skipping away from Towns. Referee plays advantage. Kubalay. Back to Tevere. In for Bryce and out for Felino.
Didn't really work out to be an advantage for Preston, did it? To start again.
Always the risk when you take it. Tevere intercepting the slightly loose pass by Brandon Lundy. Seems to be a clear emphasis on this near side from both Tevere and Stefan Zinni to just attack this channel where most of their attacks have come from. Tevere picking up the ball now in for Cuba, who's found space in the middle of the park on more than one occasion this afternoon. Once again in space to the feet of Bernarda. Tries to flick it back for the return run. Couldn't quite find the connection. Kubalay and Ali combine to see it back for Don Felino, and they can relaunch an attack. Now wide now for Brooks. Pressed by Traore. First time ball in for Cuba. Isolated with Towns as he's half volley out of the air straight into the arms of the Avondale number 1.
Yeah, it just didn't get his body in the right position, Cuba, to whip that in. But you imagine that directive to attack this near side by Preston is due to that yellow card for Lundy now.
Tevere into the feet of Bernarda. Has space to work with. Zinni isolating Lundy. Left foot across. And Gibson quick off his line to come across and claim before Sian Cuba was lurking.
Avondale lucky that Bernarda got caught up in a tangle with Mukashar. If that didn't happen, he'd probably be in that area where that ball went into.
NFL-style punt up the field from Gibson, and Negro's first-time clearance. Tevere first to react and drive towards the byline, and he's fizzed the ball across the face, slightly too high for anyone to meet it. As it will be 3 minutes of stoppage time in what has been a roller coaster first half, frantic at times, spiteful at times, but as things stand, scores still locked at 0-0, and both sides have had chances, although Preston the lion's share of the clear-cut ones, we should say. Loose pass, Ali picking it up, Cuba slipping it through, looking towards Bernarda, but it rolls all the way through for Gibson, who gathers and will send the ball long and high towards Fornaroli.
Strange with these long direct kicks to Fornaroli. He's not going to win that battle against Aidan Bryce this afternoon.
The question of the omission of George Ott, how will they change their build-up play? And it doesn't look like they have all too much, especially from deep. As the ball through, looking towards Leighton Brooks, Traore having to do the defensive work that he's well renowned for to set out for a corner. And it will be Luca Tevere to deliver.
I like it. Cooper hasn't been that great with his corner kicks.
An in-swinger on one side, an out-swinger on the other. The numbers flood the back post and they make a dart to the near post. It's on the penalty spot. Brook was the one that rose the highest and got a deft touch on it, not enough to get any meaningful contact towards goal. And Bryce headering it back in, but there was a foul behind play on Nite Towns, and Avondale can breathe ever so slightly in the shadows of half-time.
Probably just try and keep the ball now, Avondale, for the final minute of this half. It's getting to the sheds at 0-0, regather the troops.
It's been out of the hands the last two occasions. It will be off the ground right now from Jack Gibson, but you can assume where the ball is going, straight up towards Bruno Fornaroli. This time it's him and Dom Felino who tangle, and Fornaroli doing well to at least halve the 50-50. It falls for Mukachar on the edge. And although routine, a save still needed to be made by Ryan Scott, which he does, and sends it long up the field, direct style, Lundy underneath it, forward for Mukachar, who plays it for Tchaichevsky, who has space now in that left channel. Turns back onto his right. Mukacha making the run forward. Can get it out from under his feet and hit it. And the deflection from Max Green could have gone anywhere. But instead it deflects well wide of the goal. And the goal kick from Ryan Scott will probably be the last action of the half. Not even. Referee calls for half-time. And it's been action-packed despite the 0-0 scoreline.
Yeah, great 45 minutes of football. Really, I thought Preston really dominated that first half, if we're being honest. We created a number of dangerous chances. No real clear-cut chances besides probably Cuba's one that rattled off the crossbar. But Avondale not really in the game at all. Probably need to have a look at things, how they get back into it tactically. Preston's all over them at the moment.
It is set to be a thrilling second 45 after the break. Half-time here at Avenger Park. Avondale 0, Preston 0. We are just about ready for kickoff. Second half here at Avenger Park. Avondale 0, Preston 0. First half not bereft of chances at all. Not bereft of some spices. Well as that. My name is Arison Tarkas. I'm joined by Mark Ivkovic. Ivka, your thoughts on the first half and where you think both teams could potentially find the breakthrough in the second?
Preston obviously with an electric start to the game. Avondale kind of slowly worked their way back into it, but not really. They probably slowed Preston down a little bit, but never really got into that game.
No changes for either sides. Only one caution, Brendan Lundy, the right fullback for the Avengers, the only yellow card brandished in the first 45. And if the start that Preston get in the second half is anything like the start they had in the first, we'll be set for a thrilling, 6 minutes, 7 minutes it felt like, but it was action-packed regardless. There's no chances taken on the far side by Max Green out for a throw. There was a talking point all first half, Ivka, about the potential disconnect with no George Ott in the side. Do you expect him to be introduced into the game potentially as the first change for the home side?
You'd imagine so if the game pans out the way it did in the first.
Tevere driving forwards and brought, maybe not down, but dragged back by Jacob Miller, and the second yellow card of the game shown, and half of the Avondale back four now on a caution. Luca Tevere with a driving run towards the box. You can't leave a man with that much quality in that much space, and Jacob Miller in particular, but Avondale have paid for that.
Yeah, it's probably the fourth or fifth time Jacob Miller's done that in this game so far. Probably should have got cautioned a little bit earlier, but it was the final straw for him. He's just getting done for pace this afternoon, Jacob Miller, and is resorting to pulling his opponents back because they're just getting past him.
We will return to that point of George Ott in a moment after this Luca Tevere set piece. Familiar surrounds for Luca Tevere. It is a 5-man wall. Jack Gibson taking no chances. Tevere over the set piece. On the rebound on the edge from Ollie Kubele, bouncing twice. But Jack Gibson doing well to see it through to his chest.
Jeez, that could have gone anywhere from Ollie Kubele, especially on this service.
As the initial stage of build-up play here, as we mentioned, this is where they would normally have George Ott to go to. There's plenty of cavalry on the bench for both sides. We'll be interested to see who blinks first in a sense. Towns picking it up, driving forward for Neroli. Trajchevsky centrally ignored him, and the reverse pass for Towns, who maintained his advanced position, driving close to the corner, held up by Ali. And does he win the throw? He does. Fornaroli potentially getting narrow-minded in a sense, had Christian Trajchevsky all alone in the middle of the park, but turned back into danger on the near side. Has worked out in the end, though. And it will be potentially a long throw from Adama Traore. Lining up for it. Shallow delivery. Flotman was the one arriving rather, but couldn't quite get any meaningful contact, but does well to dispossess Tevere. Trajchevsky back for Fornaroli. Kubele coming across, winning it on the second attempt, but turning it over in the same vein. Bernarda making a nuisance out of himself like he always does. Can never stop when Noah Bernarda's around, and Cuba was the one who dispossessed the ball, but his return pass from Brooks saw him offside.
A silly mistake there from Jacob Miller, just a heavy touch. Fortunate that Cuba just straight into that offside position. But you've got Lundy and Muir who are on the yellow cards. They're both playing next to each other as well. So if a ball gets in behind either of them, they've got to make a desperate last-ditch tackle. They'll think twice about it.
Here's Stefanzini on that far side. And the ball breaks here for Bernarda. And it is the run from Zini. And the connection piece wasn't quite there. Bernarda had so much time and space to pick that pass, but it almost felt like Stefanzini was too quick for Bernarda. Made the run before it even got there.
He just overcomplicated it, Bernarda. Probably the issue was he had too much time to think about it. Should have just backed himself. Drived at the goal. Should have either gone himself. Just been more aware of where Stefanzini was. Can happen when you're a little bit over-eager to impress your new team.
History doesn't always repeat itself, but it has to a certain extent on this occasion. The first half, opening 5 minutes, playing out very similarly to what we've just seen in the very early stage of the second. Preston on the front foot, pressing, getting set pieces, getting the ball into the box, just unable to capitalise. And all it takes is one ball into Bruno Fornaroli, and it's a different game, as that ball was almost there from Max Green on the far side, but it was easy for Ryan Scott to claim. Towns coming across, getting ahead of Sian Cuba. Make Mao couldn't quite retain possession for his side. Jamal Ali with the throw. Flotman rising over the head of Bernarda. And Ali maintaining possession, but turning it over just after he does so. Kublai coming in to help out. Brooks trying to turn away from Traore, but couldn't quite manufacture something. Kublai couldn't quite get the toe in. Big 50-50 in the middle of the park here, and it's Trajewski who wins out against two Preston players. Bernarda and Tevere couldn't quite get the ball back, and Trajewski back for Flotman as the game settles for a moment. Mukacha, Bernarda getting there, but committing a foul as Mukacha clutches his foot. Bernarda not pleased by that decision at all.
I don't know about that one, Ari. It's right in front of us. I thought Bernarda won the ball clean there, especially with the way the game's been officiated. A lot of things have been let go. These world-class floodlights have come on at Avenger Park. I've got better lights in my home office, Ari.
At least the thoughts there. Traore. Now. Closed down by Brooks. And it eventually goes out for a throw.
Hopefully you don't lose too much more daylight, though. It is getting quite dark, you know.
Cloud coverage. Making an appearance. Potential rain as well. We'll see how things develop. Fornaroli holding it up, turning away from Ali and Brooks, but winning the throw. Both benches from both sides warming up. It'll be interesting to see who plays their cards first. Ball into the feet. Towns, Traore, Towns. Couldn't quite get the ball to the feet. Fake Mao, who hasn't really been involved all too much this afternoon. Bernarda again involved in a collision. Cuba can take the ball forward, but Muir breaking it in. Mao back from Muir. The 1-2 works. Brooks couldn't quite get the toe in. Traore on the overlap. Gets it from Fornaroli, a familiar partnership in the A-League first, now all the way back, all the way down here in the NPL Victoria. Traore picking it up. Mao on the edge with the effort. No venom or sting behind that. Easily claimed and released in one motion from Scott to Bryce to Zinni. Tried to turn away from Trajewski, who came in for support. Couldn't quite do so. Trajewski and Bryce collide. Ball still alive for Trajewski. Plays it forward for Towns. Tevere doing well and winning the ball and driving forward. Much of the applause of the away fans. First time ball for Brooks. Takes it down. Ball into the box. Flicked on back towards his own goal. And it was a butchered clearance there. And nearly turned disaster for the home side. And they do concede a free kick in a semi-dangerous area for Preston.
Jeez, Flopman just got there. He just looked like the ball was going to fall to Sian Kuba. A lot of airtime there, Flopman, but still managed to get his head onto it.
It will be Cuba with the in-swinging delivery towards the back post. Bryce was there and almost gave up on it when he potentially still had some meterage to work with. It bounces once, it goes out for a goal kick, but just the threat from set pieces with Cuba and Tevere is ever present.
Probably could have kept on going, Bryce. He's probably misjudged that flight of the ball. And the storyline's the same as that first 45 minutes. Avondale just on the ropes again.
Passive press from Preston allows Gibson to play the ball for Traore. Brooks coming across, doing well. Towns, Mukasha. First time out for Green. Just tries to almost dummy it for the overlapping run of Lundy, who does gather the ball. It's a straight into the legs of Negro, but it does fall back for him as a right-footed cross into the box. Too wide as it sails over the goal for a goal kick. So a lot of wing play for both sides. Both number 9s starved of any real opportunities inside the box. Bernardo and Fornaroli.
Looks like Blake Carpenter is getting prepared to come on for Ayak Mo, so I imagine they'll be playing Carpenter in an advanced position.
And Fornaroli and Cuba collide. And Fornaroli was the one that was aimed to fringe upon the Preston number 80. And they do get the free kick to retain possession. Tevere in for Kubalay. Spraying it out for Brooks, who gets a header back across the face. Bernardo's there, but it was Jacob Muir. All-important interception to header it back up into the air and easy to claim for his number 1.
Changed their mind. Avondale was going to be Ayak Mo coming off. Looks like it's going to be Adama Traore.
And he's getting some words of advice from the away fans as he enters the field of play. And you've got keen eye, Adama Traore on his first Avondale appearance. Makes way. More than serviceable debut, you would say.
Yeah, it was under the pump for a lot of it. Imagine he's not match fit just yet. Surprised he actually started the game today, to be honest.
So it will be Carpenter sliding into the left back role, which is occupied for forever, it seems like, in all honesty.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed that he didn't start this afternoon. He's been having a great season, Blake Carpenter.
Negro. Tricky feet to get it out for Kubalay. Sets it for Felino and Ali on this near side. Kubalay, first time ball, looking for Cuba. Flotman looking to judge the bounce and reads it. Better than Sian Cuba. Carpenter. First real involvement, clearing it up for Fornaroli, who reads the bounce perfectly like he always does and tries to spray the ball out wide from Max Green. Mistimed.
Felino's done a really good job of going with Fornaroli to that central corridor. Fornaroli thought he'd be smart and try and get away from Bryce and drag Felino into it.
Here he is, Fornaroli. Chance. Scott, good save. Rebound. Towns! All it takes is one moment, and Yitte Towns gives the Avengers a lead.
Ryan Scott is caught on the back foot, spilled that shot from Fornaroli, was hit with pace. Straight into the path of Yitte Towns. I feel like Felino probably needs to put a bit more pressure on that shot from Towns. But you just felt like that was going to happen in this game, didn't you, Ari? All that domination by Preston, but didn't find the back of the net. You just felt like, with Fornaroli in this Avondale side, that it was just going to take one chance for them to get into it. The probably only real chance of the game. Not even a real chance, it was half chance. A turnover that Fornaroli's pounced on. And Avondale lead 1-0.
Don't count your chances, make your chances count. And Yitte Towns, first time, edge of the box, low, powerful, and gives Avondale the lead. He's second of the season, Yitte Towns. Not a known goal scorer, but has come up with a big moment when his side has needed it most. And now Preston have it to do. Negro looking to create something. Fornaroli given space to collect by Bryce. Towns looking to play the ball through for his centre midfield companion Trajewski, but Tevere turning the ball over loosely, and it falls back for Carpenter. Studs on the ball, assesses his options, closed down by Brooks. Looked up, saw a sea of white jerseys, and decided I'll just play it safe back to my goalkeeper, and we can reset from there. Flopman, closed down. Gibson, equally as aggressively closed down by that Preston front line, as his clearance bounces once, twice. Ali keeps it in. Felino loose, in possession. And all of a sudden, it's the home side who have the Preston Lions up on the back foot.
So these next 5-10 minutes is important for Preston. They can't go into their shells now if they want to get back into this game. Avondale will probably lift another gear now.
Clearing ball from Dom Felino. Bernardo doing well. Putting his back into Flopman to draw the turnover. Cuba, Brooks skips away from Carpenter. And Leighton Brooks drives into the box. Right foot, effort. Important interception, or block rather, by Patrick Flopman. Jack Gibson maybe would have had it covered regardless, but no chances taken by Avondale's number 4, and it's a corner on the near side to be taken by Sion Cuba.
Really good defending by Flopman. Just held his ground, stood tall.
Half an hour to play, and the stage is set now. Cuba, low-driven delivery, all the way through! And it's Noel Bernardo! On his debut, embraces his gaffer, embraces the fans, and Noel Bernardo equalises for Preston.
It was just had to be that man, didn't it, Ari? You just got the feeling that the type of player he is on debut was going to get a goal for Preston. What a way to introduce yourself to your new club. It's a powerful header by Bernardo. Cuba's delivery's been poor all afternoon from these corners, but hit the right one at the right time. It was Flopman who lost that run of Bernardo. Jeez, what a header though. He's not a big man, Bernardo. I'll be disappointed with the way they defended that, Avondale.
In a flash, the game has sprung to life. Lundy, ball into the box. Fornaroli takes it down. Chance for Avondale to respond, perhaps. Bruno Fornaroli sits on the ball. And his right-footed effort. Straight to Dom Felino out for a throw.
Felino's done well on Fornaroli, but slowly Fornaroli's getting the better of him, using his body well. Preston need to work out a way to get Bryce onto Fornaroli instead of leaving Bryce as the spare man.
Long throw into the box. Fornaroli there, takes it down. Can he get a shot out from under his feet? Nearly a half chance, turned into a goal. And Ryan Scott, first time, basically ball up. Flicked on header from Zinni, looking for Bernarda, looking for the reverse pass, and Mua just ever so slightly lackadaisical in his touch. Gave Stefan Zinni a sniff, but wasn't able to get anything meaningful, as it looks to be a double change for the away side, which will be confirmed in a moment.
The customary Preston Lions move at the 65th minute mark of the game. Again, neither winger Brooks or Zinni really, both positive impacts on the game, but not getting that reward on the scoreboard.
Kubalay, Tevere turning onto his back foot, overlapping around from Negro, looking to get some support. Short ball, Ali in the channel with some space. Jamal Ali, can he shoot maybe on his right foot? He does! Forces Gibson into a good save. It falls in the box. Alpha Negro drives towards the byline. Max Green coming across, winning it. Can he win it on the ground as well? He does. Still alive, Tevere. But Mukachar doing well. Tchaichevsky and Kubalay loses his footing, and Fornaroli can take it forward as he overlapping right from Tchaichevsky on. Now on this near side looking for support. It's Christian Tchaichevsky across the face, and couldn't quite find a man. But Aikmau doing well enough to win a throw.
It's a poor ball by Tchaichevsky. It was a really good opportunity, capitalising on that mistake from Preston. Just how about that defending by Max Green in the box there? It's difficult. Could have thrown his leg out, given away a penalty. Did well to win the ball.
A massive flashpoint moment in this game. So we approach the 67th minute. Green with the long throw. Bryce and Ali combined to clear, and Brooks mistimes his clearance, and it's going to be a rinse and repeat long throw, you to suggest. Tall timber aplenty in the box for Max Green. Bit more height in this throw. Scott, unconvincing, but gets away with it with his punch. And a big ball here to win for Jacob Muir. Tevere almost lets him on the second attempt. Fornaroli holds it up. Couldn't quite find Towns on the reverse pass. And the substitute will be made. The double change. The double winger change, you'd assume. And it is. Clayton Brooks and Stefan Zinni make way for Zach Cianci and Gian Albano.
Started off the game really well. Stefan Zinni probably just faded out. Lack of energy. Brooks, I thought, was quite good this afternoon as well.
Cianci on the right, Albano on the left. Same look, different personnel as he's accustomed. Bernarda slipping it through for Albano, and the flag immediately raised on the near side.
We've mentioned them a couple of times, those yellow cards for Muir and Lundy. Fresh legs in Albano now running at him.
Carpenter doing well to try and manufacture something out of that loose pass from Flotman, but he gets it back and launches it up the field. And Preston's double change will be responded to by a double change for Avondale. Cianci coming across Tchaichevsky, couldn't quite win it and breaks away from Carpenter. Zach Cianci, loose touch, gives Towns a sniff and wins it. And all of a sudden the counter-attack could be on. Tevere, professional, understood his assignment, brought him down, and will be brandished with a caution.
It's a bit silly by Cianci. She did well initially, just One too many touches into that central corridor. Can't lose the ball in those areas when you've committed so many numbers going forward. The result of that is Luca Tavia having to make that foul in the middle of the park.
George Ott will be introduced into the game for Sada Mukasha, so maybe a tactical change there. And Patrick Wall, new signing on Faik Mal. So it will be two in midfield, so you'd suggest, with that natural shadow striker, second striker, if you will, of George Ott. Patrick Wall, 19-year-old, coming over from North Geelong Warriors, formerly of Melbourne Victory's NPL system. So used to the conditions, in a sense, and will be looking to make an instant impact for his new side.
Yeah, played a lot of NPL football last year for Melbourne Victory. He's one of their better players in that relegated side.
Another long throw, this time from the right-hand side. Looking for Flotman, couldn't quite get anything on it. Cuba's half-butchered clearance is amended by Negro, who took no chances.
Yeah, showing Cuba how it's done.
Tevere goes to ground slightly easily, and Tchaikovsky now cuts back onto his left, turning it over, and Tevere forward. Albano breaking away from Towns and breaking away from the centre half, and he's played through again. Albano, but coming across straight in front, rather. A massive interception there from Jack Gibson, because that was a chance that could have really hurt the home side.
Just got there in time, Gibson.
Cuba, ball into the channel. Chianchi. Carpenter doing well enough to combine with Flotman to clear as his ball up for Ott. Now the physical presence can work for those long balls. Cuba, Tevere. Has Albano wide, ignores him, back onto his right, out for Chianchi. Zach Chianchi, Ali. Chianchi drives to the byline, ball to the back post. Albano, tight angle in the box. Easy for Gibson to claim, and immediately throws it out for Patrick Wall, who can get and go, and he's brought down masterfully by Ollie Kubale. What a challenge.
That is a world-class challenge from Ollie Kubale.
And he gets it back from Chianchi. Tevere looking to play through for Bernarda. Tchaikovsky doing well. Lundy with the clearance. Pure one-on-one now for Fornaroli and Bryce. And Fornaroli, despite the size disadvantage, fighting out of his weight division, doing well to win the ball and retain possession. Inside Towns, closed down by Cuba. Retaining possession now for Carpenter. Can hit him from this range. Gets onto his right. Tchaikovsky unloads with the right-footed effort. Easy for Ryan Scott to claim. As players, fans, commentators can just breathe for a moment.
Yeah, this is a proper heavyweight bout here, Ari. Both sides going punch for punch at the moment. Fornaroli's really grown into this game this last 15-20 minutes, really stamping his authority on it.
Negro looking to find Albano. Back for Lundy's. Forward pass all the way through for Ryan Scott, who can relieve it out for Don Felino. And he assesses his options. Chianchi dropping deep to pick up the ball. Urged to drive by the fans over his right shoulder. Combines with Ali into the space, but pass too heavy. Carpenter sees it out for a throw. Both benches not quite fully emptied just of yet. You'd assume that there will be some last-minute changes if the score does remain 1-1. Ott couldn't quite get it under control. Chianchi, Carpenter doing well. Towns, Ali, long-limbed and winning the ball and driving forward. Long strides of Jamal Ali, combining with Chianchi looking to break away, but Carpenter coming across, doing well to win the goal kick.
That's a good result there for Avondale.
for Green, the long ball. Negro on his hammer and winning the throw. Tevereba Green coming across, doing well. And driving forward, has Ott, goes in his direction and unorthodoxly keeps the ball. Referee nearly getting in the way. Bernarda and Towns tussle and a half headlock of sorts by Noah Bernarda. Does get punished. Towns pleading for a card perhaps. Bernarda action-packed as always. Found the equaliser when his new side needed it most, and you can just feel that if he's given another half chance, he's a player that can capitalise. Ott in the channel. Isolated with Felino. Felino doing well, getting an important touch. And on the second attempt, conceding a corner, but relieving any danger for the time being.
It's really anyone's ball game with 15 minutes to go.
Numbers flood the back post. Flopman, Green on the edge. Fornaroli on the goalkeeper. Ball into the near post. Felino's flicked back into the dangerous area. Falls on the edge for Carpenter. Tevere just almost shepherding Flopman all the way back to his halfway line alongside Bernarda. And Towns now in his own half. Does have plenty of blue shirts to aim for and does go into the channel for Ott. Heavily hit. And it will be called back for a late foul from Noah Bernarda on Ute Towns.
It's a cause for concern for Preston with these corners. They're really struggling to clear their lines initially from that first phase of play. With the pressure's mounting on those set pieces that they're defending.
14 minutes left to go, plus stoppage time. We've had 2 quick-fire goals to draw this game level again. Stalemate at halftime, stalemate as things stand. Carpenter takes it down on the chest. Confronted by Cianci, Towns, Flopman. Muir. Ball into the channel over the head of Negro, looking for the marauding run of Lundy, who does well to get it out from under his feet and get the ball across the face. It was a collection of legs to see it back after a corner. And Ivka, like you mentioned, the corners posing a little bit of a threat for the away side. It will be Blake Carpenter with the left-footed delivery into the box. Let's see what the home side can conjure up here.
Very dangerous on his set pieces, Blake Carpenter.
Max Green all alone on the edge of the box. Being covered now by Luca Tevere, which leaves Brendan Lundy alone as well. So they're flooding the numbers in the box. Short, Tchaikovsky. Straight into the leg of Albano, now for another corner.
Yet another example of why it is pointless to take a short corner.
My immediate thought when that happened, Ivka, just how much you would have loved that. Let's see if it's short again or if Carpenter just says, let's get this in the box, let's get the big boys to go at it. It looks to be that way. Ott tussling with Ali at the back post. It goes to the near post, and it was Dom Felino taking no chances. And a third successive corner. Maybe third time's a charm for the home side. Maybe this one goes short as well. Alternate. Numbers flood the back post. A run to the near post from Muir, and that's where it goes. Couldn't quite get the flick. Felino with the clearance. And Sian Cuba was taking absolutely no chances, just launching it back up into Avondale territory, and Towns can pick the ball up, but turning it over immediately, and Noel Bernarda can break. It is a 3v3. Noel Bernarda flicks it out wide, looking for Luca Tevere, but coming across an important interception, Max Green. That could have been dangerous, and Muir now launches the counter-attack. Carpenter takes it down. One-on-one with Negro. Carpenter inside. Ott flicks it into the path of Tchaikovsky. Fornaroli gets a shot out! And just over the crossbar, Ryan Scott potentially had it covered. But another big chance as this game is end to end.
That's the threat that Avondale still pose. Bruno Fornaroli. You can be touch tight with him and he still finds space to get a shot away.
Ali, poor ball. Carpenter. Wall, back post, looking for Fornaroli. Couldn't quite get there. Fornaroli coming awfully deep to pick the ball up. Out wide, potentially wants to be crossing it to where he wants to be. Tchaichevsky. Clipping it in for Patrick Wall, rising, headering it down. No one's there on the second attempt. Cleared by Negro. Kublai flicks it along. As Tchaichevsky. 80 minutes and counting. The stage is set for someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck and become a hero. 1-2, finds Carpenter. Ball into the box, deflected, cleared. Albano drives forward. And wins the foul. No, he doesn't. Referee pays advantage. Well, no foul, rather. Tchaichevsky combining with Towns to pick the ball up on the right-hand side. Tchaichevsky inside. Ott flicks it back for Tchaichevsky. Bursting into the box. Christian Tchaichevsky. Great save, Ryan Scott.
What a save from Ryan Scott. He was going the wrong way, quickly adjusted his body.
That is a massive flashpoint moment in this game. As has been mentioned, Tchaichevsky with those late runs into the box, driving with the ball. A massive chance for the home side to take the lead.
So Preston switched off for a second. Albano and Green were on the floor, both down behind play. And Preston expected the whistles to be blown. Just too slow to react to that run from Tchaichevsky. World-class save from Ryan Scott to keep his side in it.
And in and amongst all of this, there will be a change imminent for the away side. Jason Romero will be introduced. Potentially after this set piece is it Max Green receiving attention for potential cramp maybe?
Yeah, he was cramping up. Getting a nice massage on the pitch. Imagine Romero be coming on for Bernarda. Looks like he's tiring in this game. Bernarda obviously using a lot of mental energy as well, trying to get himself up for it.
And we've had a couple of minutes to breathe, but it will be an Avondale corner. Tchaichevsky on this near side delivers it on the head of Ryan Scott, whose fist clears only as far as Carpenter on the edge. Immediately blocked by Jean Albano.
Did well Albano to get himself out there, recognise the danger. It's a Carpenter can't hit him.
Take two. Tchaichevsky now. Low, near post. Unconvincing. And no chances taken with the clearance out for a throw. And the change will be now. And it is Noel Bernarda on his Preston debut, scoring the equaliser, much to the applause of the travelling fans. And on will come Jason Romero.
Goal on debut, that's what you want. It's good performance by Bernarda.
Long throw from Green. Direct. Carpenter on the edge. Falls on his right, not on his left, and that is well wide and over.
There's a breather, a sign of relief. Preston. Carpenter managed to get his body in front of Flicker Tevere.
You just feel there's more drama to be had.
Yes, you do. You do get that feeling.
Ali driving forward, looking towards the feet of Cianci, but a miscommunication allows Carpenter to step in front and play it inside for Tchaichevsky. Into the feet of Ott, turning and driving. Out for Wall. Trying to get past Ali, and does get past Ali. And made his way towards the byline, but an important touch sees it out for another corner on this near side for Avondale.
I feel like Avondale's gone to another gear since George Watt's come onto the pitch. The change of shape has really helped them.
Trycheski's delivery. Rising was Flotman. Scott with the unconvincing clearance. Fornaroli back in the cross the face of goal, and it's bundled in! And wheeling away on debut, Patrick Wall.
We mentioned it a few corners ago. Ari Preston really struggling to clear their lines from that first phase of play from a set piece. Again, unconvincing punch from Ryan Scott. No one there to win the second ball. Avondale forced that ball home. It's been an issue for Preston in this second half. Haven't been able to deal with these set pieces too well. And that corner count was mounting. You just felt like it was going to happen for Avondale on one of those corner kicks. And sure enough, with 5 minutes to go, another debutant with a goal this afternoon.
It was a corner up one end for Noel Bernarda to draw the game level, and up the other, Patrick Wall off the bench on his debut, clawing the lead back for the home side. And once again, Preston will fight from underneath in the last minutes of this game to try and salvage a point. Results at other games mean if they hold on, Avondale as a mix-up here between Carpenter and Gibson, and Chianchi all the way! Has he been brought down? The referee says handball against Zach Chianchi. Wow. A massive moment.
Jeez, I think Chianchi will be relieved that got called for a handball. Just needed to hit that first time as soon as it got past Gibson. No, it wouldn't have counted, but geez, he made the wrong move to take that extra touch, Chianchi. Of course, Gibson goes down to kill some time now.
Just can never switch off. In a game like this, in a league like this, anything can happen in any moment, and potentially some gamesmanship happening now from Jack Gibson in goal. But as mentioned, Hume drawing with Dandenong City over at Naciel Stadium means a win today for Avondale will put them 3 points behind both Oakley and Hume, who will be joined top of the table. Obviously, Oakley still to play later this day, I should say, against Caroline Spring George Cross. But it's so crucial 3 points for both sides, but in particular the home side. And it's been double changes aplenty, and another one is being prepared by the away side rather, and a single change is being prepared for the home side. So all the cards are being played for both sides, desperate for a result.
Preston's just going to throw the kitchen sink at it now. We know the way that Zoran Markovsky approaches their situations. Doesn't die wondering. Would rather lose 3-1 than not have a go. Try and get something out of this game.
It will be Jay Romanovsky and Naoki Shuto to be introduced for the away side. And Marcus Frakanis for the away side, but for the home side, or the away side rather, with their first change. Look at Tevere and Sian Cuba making way. So the two number 10 midfield players to make way for Shuto and Romanovsky. Luca Tevere showing his class this afternoon, as well as Sian Cuba, both being ever so present in anything meaningful Preston have produced today.
There's going to be a lot of time added on here, isn't there, Ari? There'll be some more late drama. It's been a thrilling game, really. One of the games of the season, you'd say. And
after a long delay, Jack Gibson will reintroduce the ball, and another close call nearly into the commentary scaffold, just wide of it. And now the change will be made for the home side, and talk about a defensively minded change. Max Green will make way.
You know what move that is, Ari? Press the double tap that left controller stick on your PlayStation, all out defense. Park the bus, as they say.
Marcus Fracanis will come on, and 9 additional minutes put the kettle on. We are set for a thrilling end to this game.
It's like an AFL game here. The clock stops on 90 minutes on the scoreboard. We're not going to know how long's left.
Bryce, out and out back 5 now for Avondale. Fornaroli still maintaining that outlet, not really being involved in the team defence, you could say, for Lino. Looking to play into the feet of Ali. Chianchi coming across. Wall, the goal scorer, driving forward. Away from 1, away from 2, and nearly away from 3, but Oli Kubler says, I'll have none of that. And wins the ball as a tangle on the grounds. Sees the ball back up for Fornaroli. He flicks it back for Ott. And the numbers flood forward for Preston, means there's space in behind. Ott, Fornaroli to finish it off! Fantastic save by Ryan Scott again.
It's another great save from Ryan Scott. This is the risk Preston's going to take now for these final 9 minutes. He's committing numbers forward and then can get exposed at the back like that. Someone needed to react to that heavy touch from George Ott, though. It's a very heavy touch. Could have been dealt with a lot better. But yet another corner now for Avondale.
Short corner, Carpenter into the box, all kinds of space, left-footed effort into the palm of Ryan Scott on the second grab, takes it, looking to play quickly up to potentially Jason Romero, who wasn't really on the same page, but it falls for Negro now. Inside, Albano breaking away, driving into central areas, plays it through for Suto, who's through, it falls for Chiachi, square ball, Suto loses his footing, and a massive chance gone begging.
That's a huge opportunity for Preston. Gibson's done extremely well there, kept his arms in, put Chianchi off.
Here he is on the ball, Zach Chianchi. Inside, Romanovsky's effort all the way to the back post. And he was just over the head of Albano. Still alive, Suto. Has Romero, uses him. Romero! Oh. That looked in for all money.
Jeez, that was whiskers away. Preston piling on the pressure. Sometimes a bit risky to just shut up shop as well. Fight that pressure.
Still plenty of time left to go in this game.
Two big chances for Preston in the space of 30 seconds.
Suto looking to flick it on. Couldn't quite get past the sturdy back line of Avondale. Towns breaking forward. Has Wall on. Ali says no. Ott. Patrick Wall. Driving into the box. Onto his left. And Don Felino has been superb all afternoon. And another important interception to see it out for a corner.
It's been a great introduction to the game, hasn't he, Patrick Wall? He's been on the front foot. It's given this Preston defence a few headaches.
Trzaskowski over the set piece. Not a lot of representation in blue shirts in the box, understandably so. Floated. Scott fisting it away. Breaking forwards Romanovsky. Brought down by Fornaroli. And it has taken till the 94th minute for him to be cautioned.
Yeah, exactly what he was doing there for Neroli. He won't care about the yellow card now.
Never so experienced. Kubele. Suto. Not quite now or never, but time is of the essence. Into the feet of Romero. Negro. Suto leaves it Romero. Driving past Ott. Towards the byline. Across the face! Flicked on! Jay Romanovsky! In the 95th minute! Claws a point back for Preston!
Just when you thought Preston had fluffed their lines and missed those two opportunities, it's a great interchange of passes. Fantastic work by Jason Romero to get to the byline and cut it back. How Jay Romanovsky's left free in the penalty area like that. Just no one covering him. It's Marcus Fikranis just ball watching at that near post, allowed that space for Romanovsky. Great finish. Another new sign of getting on the goal sheet this afternoon. But, like I said, Zoran Markowski won't die wondering he threw the kitchen sink at it, got the equaliser. My money's on them going for a winner in these final few moments.
They've got all the attacking talent to do so. Romero back into the middle. Town sitting underneath it, heading it back up towards Flotman. Has Carpenter out wide, ignores him, tries to go central. Kubele getting in there. Romanovsky fouling. And being punished. And a dangerous set piece, as Blake Carpenter says, this has my name written all over it.
Well, it is Blake Carpenter territory. Wouldn't rule it out. There's still 3 or 4 minutes to go here at Avenger Park. There's still a couple of twists and turns left.
And potentially more than the 9. It is a minimum. And it's Krajewski and Carpenter. And it would be some sort of effort if it's a direct goal, but it does look to be a cross from Carpenter. Ball into the box. Flicked on unconvincingly from Don Felino, I believe. And the dueling number 4's battle, Ali couldn't quite keep it in play. And there's no Max Green for the long throw, who has been the regular taker this afternoon. There will be Blake Carpenter, and now it is panic stations for Preston. The numbers are aplenty. Only 3 Avondale players not in the box. Carpenter in the direction of Ott, who gets a flick on, and now the counter-attack for the away side is on. Breaking forward with numbers. It is a 3-on-2. Giachi through for Suto. Driving into the box, Naoki Suto to win it! Yes,
No way!
Naoki Suto off the bench!
No way!
Can you believe it? In the 97th minute of 99, Naoki Suto with his second of the season. Wow.
Jeez. I told you there was a few twists and turns left in this one. You just knew Preston were going to go for it. Jeez, Avondale committed far too many numbers forward for that long throw. Really silly error. Thought Chianchi's touch was too heavy. Got there in the end. Suto denied whether he should play it across the face of goal. Decided last second to strike, and what a finish. What a game.
There can't be much time left. Krajewski long into the channel. They've still got to be on watch and a long throw, and surely not. Carpenter will go over to take and get it in the box. The tall timber is there. set pieces have troubled the away side all day. A long throw from Carpenter. All but one Avondale player in the box. Flicked on by Ott. No one on the edge for support. Suto, anywhere will do. Referee has a glance to his watch.
I reckon there's still a good minute left here, Ari.
It's all or nothing now for Avondale. Ott rises. Couldn't quite get a flick on. Anywhere will do. Trycheski plucks it out of the air. Cianci closes him down. But Trycheski breaks away not once but twice. And just gets it up. Albano slipping over but clearing. And it stays in play for Cianci. And Wall, who thought he had won it what feels like 7 years ago. Muir into the channel looking for Ott, Felino, short for Ali. There can't be long left. Into the channel. Romanovsky chases after it. There it is! And breathe. One of the games of the season sees Naoki Suto off the bench in the 97th minute to score the winner.
Not just one of the games of the season, Ari, is one of the all-time classics in NPL Victoria. Wow, what a game. From the first minute to the 99th minute. That's one of the best games of football you'll see. Just when Avondale thought that they got a late winner, jeez, Preston fought their way back into it. The two changes that Zoran Markovsky made towards the end there. Suto, Romanovsky coming on, saving the day, getting all 3 points. A massive 3 points for the Preston Lions. And if Preston fans were wondering what Zoran Markovsky football is all about, those 90 minutes is what it's all about.
To run through the chain of events, it was 0-0 at half-time. A game that was on the precipice of something special. It was Yite Towns on the hour mark, scoring only to be swiftly replied to by Noel Bernardo on his debut from a corner. Back and forth till the 85th minute, and Patrick Wall on his debut off the bench for Avondale, scoring a goalmouth scramble. And then Jay Romanovsky and Naoki Suto, a double change by Zoran Markovsky, which was the last gasp, last chance for them, with goals in the 95th and 98th minute to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
Crazy, crazy game. For Avondale, that final 20 minutes of the game, once George Ott came on, really changed the game for them. They were more proactive, got on the front foot, threw themselves about. That change in shape really helped them, but probably you'd say that Marcus Trakanis subbed towards the end, killed it for Avondale, stopped all that momentum, sat too deep, allowed Preston to bring that pressure.
And for a side who haven't been the most clinical in front of goal this season, they have conjured up 2 goals within 3 minutes in stoppage time to secure one of the most famous victories in recent times. no pictures, but I don't think you need to see it to hear it and to understand it.
That one means a lot to Preston. That's a huge 3 points in terms of the table as well. That can really kickstart Preston season now. They go into Tuesday night, Dockerty Cup semi-final.
Well, this broadcast has to end at some point. I think that is a fitting way to wrap it all up. In one of the best games you'll see of football, let alone in the Senol NPL Men's Victoria League. It is full time here at Avendale Park. Avondale 2, Preston Lions 3.